Today we are going to see about air. Air is present everywhere around us. We cannot see air, but we can feel it. So feel its presence in so many ways. For example, we feel air when the trees rustle, cloths hanging on the cloth line sways, pages of an open book flutters, when the fan is switched on, when kite flies in the sky. So these are the places we can feel the air. We cannot see or touch or taste air, but we can feel it. It is the air that makes all these movements possible. Thus, we can understand that air is present all around us. Air is necessary for us to live. We can live without food for some days, without water for few hours, but cannot survive without air for more than a few minutes. So, air is very important for all living beings to survive. When air is moving, it is called wind. It is cool and soothing as breeze. When air moves with force, it can even uproot trees and blow off the rooftops. Air is necessary for breathing and also for combustion. Combustion means for burning. Air is everywhere. Let us take an empty glass bottle. Is it really empty or does it have something inside? Now, shall we turn the glass bottle upside down? Can you agree that there is still something inside the empty glass bottle? Let us do the following activity to find what is there inside an empty glass bottle. Dip the open mouth of the bottle into the tube filled with water. Observe the bottle. Does water enter the bottle? No. Now tilt the bottle slightly. Now again dip the open mouth of the bottle. Do you think that water will enter the bottle? You can see bubbles coming out of the bottle. When you perform the experiment, can you hear the bubble sound? Can you guess what was inside the bottle? Yes, you are right. It is air that was present in the bottle. The bottle was not empty at all. In fact, it was filled completely with air even when you turned it upside down. That is why we notice that water does not enter the bottle when it is pushed in the inverted position. As there was no space for air to escape, when the bottle was tilted, the air was able to come out in the form of bubbles, and water filled up the empty space that the air has occupied. Hence, we can see that air fills all the space inside the bottle. Atmosphere. Our Earth is surrounded by a huge envelope of air called the atmosphere. Atmosphere extends to more than 800 kilometers above the surface of Earth and is held in place by the Earth's gravity. The atmosphere protects us from many harmful rays coming from the sun. The air envelope is thicker near the Earth's surface, and as we go higher, the density and the availability of air gradually decreases. This is because
As we go higher, the force of gravity decreases. So, it is not able to hold large amount of air. The atmosphere is made of 5 different layers: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the ionosphere, and the exosphere. The troposphere is the layer closest to the earth. It is the layer in which we live. It extends upwards for about 16 kilometers above the surface of the earth. Movement of wind take place in this layer. It is also contains water vapor, which is responsible for making clouds. This layer is responsible for the weather we experience on earth. Aircrafts usually fly above this layer to avoid strong winds and bad weather. The stratosphere lies above the troposphere. This layer has the ozone layer in it. The ozone layer protects all life on earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. A weathercock shows the direction in which the air is moving at a particular place. You can also make a wind shock to find the direction of the wind. Proof for release of oxygen in photosynthesis. Take a healthy branch of hydrilla and place it in a funnel. Invert the funnel in a beaker of water as shown in the figure. Invert a test tube over the stem of the funnel. The stem of the funnel should be kept immersed inside the water. Leave the beaker in sunlight for some time. You will notice some bubbles rising in the test tube. The bubbles contain oxygen released by the plant during photosynthesis. If we show a glowing splinter to the collected air, it burns brightly. This shows that the collected gas is oxygen. Test for the proportion of oxygen and nitrogen in air. We know that iron undergoes rusting with oxygen and forms iron oxide. This process can be used to estimate the percentage of oxygen in air, which has been removed by the rusting reaction. Take a small portion of iron wool, press it into a 20 ml graded test tube and wet it with water. Tip away excess of water. Take a 500 ml of beaker and fill half of the beaker with water. Invert the test tube and place it in air. Leave the arrangement at least for a week without making any disturbance to the test tube. Observe the changes that happened in the iron wool and to the level of the water inside the test tube. We could see that the water level has increased inside the test tube. The rise in water is because of oxygen in air, which has been removed by the rusting reaction. This will be about 20%, which is approximately the percentage of oxygen in the air.